Yo, 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 people, what we saying, what we spraying, back again with another About the Fan. And today, we managed to find ourselves a Liverpool fan. And I mean, one of the most likable Liverpool fans there is out there. So, you know the settings, yeah? Before we get into anything, just make sure you are liking the video. Yeah, let's get the numbers as high as possible, as quickly as possible. We need as many Shinobi in the building. You hear it? Make sure you're subscribing, yeah, to me over here. And make sure you're also subscribing to Mons' channel, Big Six Bands. You get it? Show the love. It is deserved. And make sure you're hitting the post notification button. So whenever I go live or drop a video, yeah, you don't miss it. Now, look, just a reminder, it is pinned in the chat. Those of you that have watched an About the Fan before will know this. For all the newcomers, unfortunately, I cannot interact with the chat due to the structure of the show. This will become a podcast on Spotify. What makes sense for all of you watching it now live will not make sense for those that listen back on Spotify. But any questions that you do have for Mons, feel free to send in a super chat. And at the end, he will answer all and any questions. Now, look, yeah, it's been a minute. It's about time, yeah. One of my brothers, I won't lie, yeah. If we're talking hard work and graft, he's up there. If we're talking creativity, he's up there. If we're talking personality, yo, he might be the most up there, especially in the Liverpool fan base. He's been working hard. He's been doing his thing. Don't get me wrong, he triggers me a lot, but I have to give him thanks because without Monts, there is no hooks. Those that know the scenario over at NAF, you know, that's where I met him. You know, one of his other platforms, he brought me onto Big Six Bands. He made me become a regular face in the community, and we have to show him his love. He is going around helping out a lot of YouTubers that you may not know. So let's bring him through. My brother, my bro, Monts. What you saying, man?
Come on, my G. I appreciate it, man. That's a very that was a crazy intro, man. You just yeah, it's crazy. But I appreciate the words, man. Man's just airing it. You know what I'm saying? Man, just air, bro. Appreciate you though. Big up this, big up the chat, and obviously make sure you guys subscribe and obviously on Spotify when you're watching this back, man. You're gonna enjoy this one.
Yeah, man. We have to show love where love is deserved to be showed in it. At least that's what I believe in it. So obviously, you know, because this is going to be on Spotify, let's get this out, you know, the way as quickly as possible. People don't always listen to the end. Where can people find you?
Big Six Bands, man. Yeah, Big Six Bands. Never a foul. Obviously, Big Six Bands being my channel. Make sure you subscribe. We're trying to get to that 15K. We're heading there quite quickly. So yeah, man, just show some love whenever you can. And with Never a Foul, obviously I'm part of Never a Foul as well. So make sure you're showing love on the two football banter channels, man.
Sweet.
And if you like TikTok, by the way, and if you like TikTok as well, go have a look at Division Family Show. How can I forget? So there's that as well.
Yeah, those that don't know, you're creating a bit of waves over there with Division Family. So you get this what I say when I say those that don't know, you're actually a very talented man. You're a very talented man. Man can act, man can dance, man can even hit them vocals. Like a very multifaceted brother into this YouTube space. You get it? So killing the thing.
He's lying, bro. He's lying, man. I just do football content, man. That's all. I just do football content, man. That's the.
Oh man. All right, cool. Do you know what? Yeah. Like, obviously, it would be good to get your opinion on this, innit? Because it's something that definitely shocked me. Like, obviously, you know, because obviously we did predictions before the season started, and obviously I didn't expect Liverpool to be where they are right now. But what have you made of Slot and Liverpool so far this season, and where would you say you've been most surprised?
The season's been obviously an undoubtedly amazing success. It's just, that's all I can say. It's been a success. Like, I'm quite a balanced fan, innit? When I crash it, I crash it. And when I praise, I praise. I've always said this isn't just for me. This is for rival teams and my own team. My praise is as loud as my disrespect. My disrespect is as loud as my praise. And I think that's the best way to be as a fan, because you have an emotional attachment to your club, innit? That's what it is. Ball is life after all. So in terms of Arne Slot, I wasn't one of those fans who was like, yeah, slot out early days just because he doesn't have a fancy name and he's not, he's not Carlo Ancelotti or someone like that. I thought, you know what? This guy's coming, and the bottom line is, it's been so long since it's been 9 years since I've kind of remembered that feeling of having a new manager, not really knowing too much what to expect. But there was already an era of positivity when Klopp come in, because Brendan Rodgers obviously had his high, but then it kind of got to that point where, change needed to happen. And Jurgen Klopp, I think everyone in the footballing world could admit that Jurgen Klopp to Liverpool, even before the success, was almost like the perfect match. With the way the Dortmund fans are and how everything happened at Dortmund, for him to be the manager of Liverpool, it was kind of like this, innit? You know what I'm saying? No one can sit there and go, oh, that's a bit of a weird appointment. Like, yeah, I think everyone sat there and go, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so, we hadn't had that feeling in a while. I don't think that was the feeling this time around with Arne Slot. Very much more monotone, not very emotional, very, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like everyone was very anxious. I wasn't anxious in terms of competing for the league. I was more anxious in terms of, okay, how's he going to be backed? How are the board going to treat him after because if the board didn't, for me, back the guy who turned water into wine on many occasions, what are they going to do if someone who doesn't actually have much pedigree outside of the Eredivisie? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just thought, listen, let's just play it by ear. I still at the time, and you was doing many streams at the time with me, I said comfortably third in it. I said we're still better than apart from Arsenal and City, we're better than everyone with no signings. And no Jurgen Klopp. That was just I looked at everyone else. The only one I'd say I got wrong in terms of really thinking you're just dross was Chelsea. Chelsea are obviously a lot better than what I thought they were going to be. But everyone else, United, Spurs, all them, man, are where I envision. Maybe not you 14th place. I think 14th is a lot lower than I thought United were actually going to be. I was thinking more like 8th, 7th and that. But yeah, that's the bottom line. I didn't see anyone else as a threat. It was just Arsenal and Man City. And City kind of swapped places with Chelsea, really. And that's what the Premier League is now. We've obviously kicked on and carried on how we kind of left off last season. And everyone else kind of hasn't, bar maybe Arsenal. So, like, I just feel like it's credit. I give a lot of credit to the manager because it's very difficult to succeed an all-timer. In fact, no one succeeds all-timers really. Let's be honest. Since Wenger, since Fergie, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Maybe since Mourinho at Chelsea, you could say Tommy Tuchel because he won the champs. But even then, it's kind of like, didn't last long. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's very difficult to succeed, to fill the boots of someone to fill the boots of any all-timer deserves praise. Now, has he filled the boots completely? No, because it's actually only been 6 months. So, we've seen many managers have a good first year. We have. And it all come falling down, and if we do lose the big three, or if you lose one of the big three, or even two of the big three, that's where we're really going to test the mettle of the new manager. But so far, so good. I think it's solely down to him that the big three are even contemplating staying at the club. Yeah. Because they were all very emotional when Klopp left. And, I think if we sit there battling for 4th place this season, I think the big three are happy to say, you know what, we've won everything, let's call it a day. Yeah. Virgin, Salah, 32 going 33, that man can just go off to Madrid or Bayern Munich, go win it all, and then solidify their trophy cabinet, their legacy, and call it a day for their careers over the next 5 years, 4 years. 100%.
And so, I know you say emotion. You say emotional, yeah. And you also touched on something earlier about how Klopp was like this really like loud, energetic guy, and then kind of like the perfect match for Liverpool fans. And then now you've got this Slot brother who's like the complete opposite and like super calm, like doesn't really show too much emotion. Like, how have you found that? Because me personally, I'm someone who I prefer my manager to interact, hype up the crowd, get involved, sort of like a Klopp. And you've gone directly from someone that's like in your face all the time, shouting, screaming, and you can kind of feel that, even if you're not at the ground, you can kind of feel that passion through the screen, to now a real monotone kind of guy. How does that part feel? Has that part thrown you off, or are you kind of happy with that?
Do you know what? As long as you're winning, and even so, like, I think emotion can be your weakness and it can be your strength. So emotion can be games like Barcelona 4-0 at Anfield, where that game was just played purely on emotion. That was pure elation and the crowd, the manager, everyone kind of just going crazy. We should never have won that game, but we did because of, obviously we have quality. We were a crazy team then, but Barcelona were also Coutinho, Messi, Suarez. It's like, what we doing here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Holy Trinity in midfield. Like, it was all mad. You know what I'm saying? So, and even when we lost 3-0 to them, we actually played them off the park in that 3-0 loss. It was crazy, that game. We just couldn't score. And when I talk about emotion, so for examples like last season, I think emotion won us the Carabao Cup. Emotion got us through that period where we had injuries.
Yeah.
But emotion for me also cost us the league. It's also one of the factors that cost us the league. I think if you're more calm and collected and regimented going into the final 10 games of the season, I think we would have been a lot more mature about our approach, and some of the players maybe wouldn't have burnt out as early as they did. So I think it's a plus. It's a positive and a negative. It's a drawback. You know what I'm saying? It's a drawback and a positive. But what I would say is that, again, it's fine margins in the Premier League. So I'm not going to only put it down to emotion. As I said, my preference, I do like an emotional manager because, you know, as a crowd, you know, when you're in the crowd, it's almost, you can't even explain it, the feeling that it like gives you, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, Anfield and Liverpool is always going to be an emotional club. It's always going to be an emotional fan base. So I think regardless if the manager's out here shouting and screaming or not, you know, I think this is going to be Arne Slot's version of his aura. Like, if he was trying to be that emotional and that, I think it would be like, not trying to be someone you're not, but, you know, just do what you do. And if Liverpool are winning, no one's really going to care in the end if you're emotional, whether you're not. You know what I'm saying? You can still have a good relationship with the players and fans in a different way. You know, it's just all down to preference, isn't it?
100%. And that's one thing that I give Slot credit for, is he came in and went, I'm not going to be Klopp, I'm going to be Slot. Like, I do feel like there's a lot of pressure for a new manager coming into a club the size of Liverpool, with the success that you've had over the recent years. Well, I won't go as far to say down to one guy, but definitely he played one of the biggest parts in you being able to have that success over that period. It's very easy to cave in and be like, okay, I need to try and be like this person. But he just said, no, I'm just going to be Arnie. I'm just going to come in. I'm just going to do my thing. And obviously, you did say, you know, we've seen other managers have good first years. I'll start judging Slot properly when we run into a scenario where potentially one or two of your big three players leave, and then he now has to start kind of building his dynasty around certain players, and we'll see what his squad looks like, right?
Yeah, his team.
But I feel like you have to give him credit for what he's been able to do so quickly coming into the league. Like, I think it's you don't see it too often. Like, I don't even think Pep came into the league and immediately just started pulling up trees. So he's actually doing one better than the manager we would all say has been the best manager in the world over the last 10 to 15 years. So I'm not going to be too much of a hater, even though sometimes you got to do it. I feel like you got to give him his credit where his credit is due, in it. So look, I like to do. You're a Marvel man, so you know about what if, in it. You know about the what if thing. I like to do a bit of the what if thing, and I think me and you, we there's something that we share in common. Yeah, I've mentioned the quad. You're famously known for mentioning the quad, but you wasn't able to do it, right?
Yeah.
But hey, look, I've got powers in it. And I've convinced, FSG to put you into, a side-by-side role, with your sporting director. So you're now working underneath Michael Edwards, and your goal in this January transfer window is to make 3 signings in any position you want that will push Liverpool on to go and win the quad. Who do you sign and why?
In January?
Yep. Money is not an option, which is weird for you because you support Liverpool. But this time, money is not an option.
I just got as much money as I want. I just pick who I want.
Yeah, any player you want, we can make it happen.
Okay. Cool. So I'd make a defensive change. So the first signing is it's going to be a left-sided defender. It'd be Bastoni from Inter Milan. And what I do, and people are really thinking, oh, what, Mons, what, you're not trying to get a left back? Like, with the left back position, I'd actually promote Tsimikas as a starter and actually have Robbo as the backup. I'd actually have Joe Gomez as a left back option as well, even though the manager doesn't prefer to use Gomez as a left back. So those would be that. So my first signing would be Bastoni, simply because Konate got injured, the goal started flying in. I can't ignore that. Yeah. Yes, Robbo has been a weak link at times this season. Trent's actually been the better of the two. You know, Trent's actually surprised a lot of people defensively throughout the season, obviously excluding the last game. So for me, I'm not gonna lie, I'd go and get Bastoni. So I'd have three. Like, again, it's not like as soon as one centre back gets injured, it's Kwanzaa or Gomez, and that's not to say that both of them are bad defenders. It's just that we're fighting for a title here. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're fighting for a title here. That's one signing, Bastoni from Inter Milan. I feel like we need. And people talk about, you know, we want another 6 in that, and we need a like for you know, for Gravenberch and whatnot. For me, I understand giving Gravenberch rest is key, but I actually think Liverpool are missing a creative spark in the 10. I think Szoboszlai has got legs, and in certain games he's needed. Certain games you need Szoboszlai, and certain games you need Curtis Jones. And when Harvey Elliott's fit, I think there's certain games, you know, Harvey Elliott will play in the 10. And I think that could work. You know, obviously he still needs to be fit. Obviously there's a few 10 options in my head. Florian Wirtz is one of them. I think is a possibility. Not to go and buy, I'm saying if I'm to change. Florian Wirtz, Musiala, and the other one is Ryan Cherky. In those, so I'm trying to think which of those three
would you go for?
Would I go for? I love what Musiala does. I think he's top with his decision making sometimes, but he's won a league for his team. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's won a league for his team. I think we have, and call me crazy, I think we have enough goals in our front line. I think we have enough goals in our front line.
I would agree. Salah plays a big part in that. I would agree.
Yeah, of course, Salah plays a big part. I do think we have enough goals in our front line. If I'm being realistic, as I said, I would go for Cherky. I think Cherky's obtainable. I think he's cheap. I think he's young. It's down to him if he wants to do the attitude thing and be shit, or it's up to him if he wants to be an all-timer. He's got the talent. Everyone can see that.
I think we'll see would suit you more, though, personally.
Yeah, because him on the half turns disgusting, but also Wirtz, his decision making is better than Musiala's. His decision making, that little, you know, the little scoop chip he likes to do, similar to like Odegaard. I've seen him do it a few times. Like Florian Wirtz is top. So would Florian Wirtz be able to take the intensity of the Premier League? I think Musiala would be more suited to the Premier League than Florian Wirtz would. That's my opinion. People don't have to agree with that. But yeah, I'll go Bastoni 1. Definitely. That's noted down. Defo Bastoni. If I can get him today or tomorrow. By the way, the backup name I had for centre back was Araujo, because he actually a right centre back.
The Barcelona.
Yeah. So he would just be straight in for Konate, like kind of thing, as a rotation piece. But I'm gonna go for Bastoni just because every time I see this guy play, he looks different. He's just different, man. He's like in that era, that thing just below like the big four that we talk about when we talk about VVD, Saliba, and them, man. I think he's just. I don't think he's very far off that at all. I think he's much closer to that than people think. And that's why Inter Milan are able to rotate 6-man and go toe-to-toe with a better City side at the time, and to go and beat Arsenal while rotating. Like, these men are not a joke, innit?
Yeah.
I think in the 10, I'm gonna probably go Cherky in the 10, you know.
Turkey
And
to
then
10.
I'm gonna go Isak up front. Now people are gonna look and go, I think you should have addressed the left back situation. But hear me out. I think 2 changes in the defensive back line is a bit too much. I don't like to shake up. Like, I wouldn't make, you get it? Like, I don't want, like, it's consistency and relationships when it comes to defending, as well as being able to defend. And Tsimikas is very much like competent. Like, he's competent. You know what I'm saying? Tsimikas is actually better than Robertson, in my opinion. It's just that he got injured and there's nothing we could do about that. And the manager does favor Robertson anyway. So Robertson, for me, can play FA Cup, Carabao Cup. He can even play a few Champions League games.
Yeah.
For me, Tsimikas will start. I'll still keep, you know, you realize my back four stays the same. Bastoni is just someone who I can look at and go, cool. Like, we've got 3 bad boy centre backs, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Also gives you the option to play a free back.
Yeah. The only thing I look at is that maybe the 6th position might be a bit light. So maybe I could say, cool, if I could go and get Caicedo back off of Chelsea, or if I could go get that Zubimendi, you know, that Zubimendi option, you know, there's options. And I'm a big fan of Lobotka.
Yeah.
You're not really watching him like that. I'm a big fan of Lobotka. I'm very big fan of the way he plays. Marcus Llorente, big fan of him.
Yeah.
Big fan of what Marcus Llorente does. You know what I'm saying? Pedri, big fan of Pedri. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you think people like Curtis Jones go Pedri? Yeah, joking. You know what I'm saying? And another option I'd say is the reason Valverde, because I think Valverde is what we thought Szoboszlai was going to be.
I love Valverde. I love Valverde. I would love for him to back. He is such a. I think he's such an underrated player. I feel like he's underrated because he plays in a team like Real Madrid where everybody's a star. But if you move him into a team with a few less star names, he stands out insanely. But I like what you've gone with.
Yeah, I'll go with so was that Cherky, Isak, Bastoni?
Yeah. I like what you've gone with because you've gone with the we need to ensure that, you know, obviously with a player that we know can go in and out of spells of injury, you got someone there that just slots in and nothing changes at the back. The quality stays the same. And then you've kind of gone with what I've always known Liverpool to be is let's just focus on outscoring people. Literally, let's just score more than you. And Isak and Salah in the same team.
And Gakpo as well, to be fair, who's, again, no slouch. Not really a slouch. You can tell he's got the talent. And then you've kind of got Jota there as well. You got rotation in Jota.
I hear that.
You've got Diaz as well. Yeah.
I hear that, but I'm just thinking of Isak and Salah. Like the amount of goals you could potentially score in one game is crazy. Like you've exponentially grown. So
my only thing with that would be Isak's fitness with Jota's fitness is not. That would be my only thing. But then you have Diaz in the false 9.
Yeah. He's done really well. I've liked him there. I prefer him there to the left wing. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, and just to confirm, 100% with those quad is on.
Yeah. Those are the three for me. If I'm talking about what gets me the quad, you'd maybe swap Cherky with like Musiala. You know what I'm saying? You maybe, but I'm talking like for me that still wins the big 2. That can win the big 2. That can definitely go Champs and Prem. And we're already, to be fair, we're already in the semi-final of the Carabao, so. You know,
you're already nearly there. You're already
nearly at the final kind of thing. Yeah, like nearly. Still got big game today, but yeah.
Okay. So look, tell me about your journey as a Liverpool fan. How did it start? Why did you choose Liverpool? And has there been a moment throughout your journey where you've gone, I'm not so sure if this was the right decision?
As a Liverpool fan, is it? Oh boy. Well, the start of my journey as a Liverpool fan. So I started watching Liverpool in 03, 04. So 2003, 2004, end of the year going into 04. Obviously the Michael Owen hype slightly before that was the thing. Gerrard was still coming through. Obviously had Alonso coming into his own. But as a London boy, for those who know where I'm from, North London to be exact. I feel like I got into football later than the average kid from where I lived. You know, I started playing football later than everyone else, about 2-3 years later. So everyone was playing football for me at like year 1. I started playing football like for a team and that when I was in year 4, going into year 5. So I was like, you know, it was a thing where like I just didn't have an interest in football. I was very much into gaming. Like gaming was my my first love before football was. Crash Bandicoot was like my first console game. You know, and I was just addicted to my console. And you know, I didn't really get the hype about ball. And because I wasn't good at it, like it gave me even less impetus to kind of be like, yeah, this is my thing.
Yeah.
You know, I was just a fast runner. Well, I was Jamaican. I'm Jamaican, so I was always gonna be a fast runner. But yeah, like so, it wasn't my first love, and I can be open about that. Like you know, like when the boys were supporting their teams and Casey, like when the boys were like, I'm not gonna say everyone was massive on ball, but they all had a team that they supported at least, and they played football in the playground in school. And you get it, that weren't really my thing. My thing was like, as soon as I get home, I'm trying to play Crash Bandicoot. You get it? Yeah. I'm trying to rise up Crash Bandicoot, bro. That's my thing. I'm trying to platinum the game. You get it? How am I gonna do up the time trial because I'll complete the game 3 times type stuff? That was me. And obviously, my best friend Kieran, obviously not Big Six Man's Kieran, obviously that's family as well. But he was a Liverpool fan. His dad was a Liverpool fan. Obviously Casey and Corey were around in that. Casey obviously an Arsenal fan. Ethan was a Spurs fan. Ethan obviously come a bit late because Ethan's 2 years younger than me, so obviously that come a bit later down the line. It was obviously a thing where he was into WWE proper. Obviously, he loved Jeff Hardy. He got me into WWE for a bit, and I was thinking, yeah, like Jeff Hardy thing. You know what I'm saying? It was that thing. Like obviously he got me into WWE, and obviously he was always playing football and that. And obviously, like I was thinking, well, like my bro is like is into ball, so I might as well see what the fuss is. What's the fuss about, innit? I might as well see what the fuss is about. And see what this football thing's saying. And obviously, I tried to play ball in the playground, and I'll be real, they didn't even let me play. I was so bad at ball. They just, you know, there's bad where you're picked last. I ain't even get picked, yo. I ain't even get picked.
That's
dread. I ain't even get picked. I don't watch WWE anymore. It's time in it, like, but yeah. Like, I ain't even get picked, bro. Like, it was mad. Like, but you see me, bro, I'm very, like, prove people wrong. Like, that's been in me from young. It's been in me in many facets of life. Like, you know, just to give a few examples, YouTube is one. I've been told that I'll never amount to be... I've been told by one of my acting teachers when I first got into acting that I don't have a future in acting, and that if he was to make an analogy of my career as what I could do in acting, it would be a dark alley with a brick wall there. And I've been told by one of my teachers. I've been told that before to my face in front of other students. You see what I'm saying? That's hard. If we're talking about proving people wrong, shout out my big sister, love her to bits, but she always said I was rubbish at English. Everyone, if you don't know me, I'm a maths boy, maths Geo, like maths is my thing. I was extremely rubbish at English. Always bad at English. Like, I just didn't enjoy it, hated it, hate reading. Don't even like read. I don't read now. I read manga at times, but I don't read. Like I've never finished a book.
Okay.
Like in my like teenage, like when I was younger, obviously little books, but I'm saying I've never picked up a book and finished it. It's never been my thing. I like scripts, but I never finished a book. Like, my sister said, I was always rubbish at English and whatnot. She used to pre-film my work and almost like laugh at it. Cool. There was that. You know what I'm saying? Another example of proving people wrong, obviously not being involved in football when I was in that year 1, not being able to play because you weren't good enough, and I can now list those 4 things and how it changed. So obviously as an actor, being told that being given that analogy by a teacher who I once really looked up to as an actor, in terms of the amount of adverts I've been in, I was the first person to sign a professional contract out of everyone in that class. Signed the contract with Sony. Signed the contract with basically PlayStation. I was the first person to be in the cinema from the acting class, but I was told there's a brick wall at the end of my story.
Yeah.
You know, I was told I was really bad at English. I said, yeah, say nothing. Put the work in. I went and I finished with an A in English. I got the same grade that I got in English, the same grade I got in maths. But one of them I was really bad at. You can tell which one I was really proud of.
Yeah.
You know, with YouTube, are you sure you want to do that? You sure you want to do that? 2.5 years later, I'm 14K up. Say something. You know what I'm saying? Football, you know, the same man that weren't trying to let me play ball, I joined the team in year 4. And I'll tell you what I did. And people might not think this is like silly stuff or little things that don't matter. But these are the things, as I said, that it's been in me from young. When the day I got told I couldn't play ball because I weren't good at it, I just went, what? So I asked mom to buy me a football, a small one. It was really small. It was like a size 2 or 3. And in my living room, I just used to kick the ball against the wall. Every day. Volleys, passes, left foot, right foot, every single day against the wall. I could call my mom now and she'll tell you the amount of fights I had with my sister, arguments I had with my sister because of, like, you know, it makes the noise. You're hitting off the wall. So she's hearing like the ball hit the wall and she's like, I'm trying to study. Yeah, like, you get it. So obviously, like, I just did that every day, every single day. And here's the thing. I ended up joining the team in year 3, but I didn't play for them because obviously, so I started playing matches for them in year 4. And it's funny because the boys who didn't think I was good at football in year 1, and big up to them, like, we're all friends now, by the way. Like, this is like little kid shit. Like, but in year 4, and you don't forget these moments because of how it made you feel to begin with. We played their team. And by the way, the manager, the person who ran the school football team in year 4 was also the manager of the boys that played for the team. So their Sunday team. Okay, so he was the same guy. Shout out Jay. I'm not gonna say his actual name, but I'll say Jay. Name given for Jay. And he didn't pick me for the school team in year 4 for most of year 4, for most of the year. So I think it was most of the way through the year. He didn't pick me for the team. And I was so annoyed about that because in the playground, man, number now respecting my thing on the baller thing.
Yeah.
So I played for a team called Southgate Adelaide, and we played them. His team was called Winchmore. We beat them 7-0.
How many goals did you score? Did you score goals?
I scored 1 goal. I think I assisted 2 or 3. Okay. I played centre mid. I wasn't an attacker. I was a centre mid.
Ah, okay. So you would say that in that game, you I don't know if you had man of the match at those times, but you definitely stood out.
Yeah.
So then was it like
smack them 7-0.
Was it like when you celebrated? What did you do, the on reslide in front of the manager? Like, hey,
I just look. Because I got one of those faces, bro. I don't need to say it. You know.
Yeah. How did that feel?
Yeah.
How did that feel?
It was just like, again, as a youth, bro. I don't want to say I was like mad switched on, but I was just aware. Like, you know, and I know. Yeah. So there's a school match in about 2-3 weeks. You know what to do. Don't embarrass yourself again. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what it was for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could call my mama. My mom will tell you. My mom will recall that. Like, we beat Winchmore 7-0. If you go on the Sunday League, probably back in the day, you probably even find the result. We smacked them. Clean sheet. And our goalkeeper, I remember, wasn't even that good back then. Clean sheet settings. Clean sheet. To the point where all the mums are going, oh, how come you don't play for the school team? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then I was playing for the school team after that. Put it that way. I was playing for the school team after that. You know, And this is what I mean. And when I talk about that story in the bigger picture, it doesn't mean that much. But as I said, there's many examples in my life where I will go through hell and not to prove something to myself and to prove something to the people who think they can make some sort of judgment about me. It doesn't work like that. I believe from young, I will outwork and outclass anyone if they think they can compete with me. And if you actually beat me to it, regardless if you outwork me and beat me to what I think, you thought I was, the effort I probably put in to even compete is still going to make me better anyways. You see what I'm saying? So even if I didn't get to quite the level that I got to, where we beat them 7-0, I could at least say I did not know how to play football. I didn't even like football, but now I'm this good at football. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? You've gone from here to here. It's work. It happens with my dancing. I was very good at dancing. I practiced every single day. Like this, it's just having that. I've had that from a young age. So obviously, I've gone off topic a bit. But when we got obviously back to Kieran and that, obviously he was again a massive Liverpool fan. My sister was big Arsenal. She's not bigger, but she was an Arsenal fan, innit? Sister was a Gooner. My uncle is a Hammer. You know what I'm saying? He's a West Ham proper iron. My uncle, shout out my uncle, and obviously, but his son's an Arsenal fan. So my cousin Darryl's he's an Arsenal fan. So it was like my family's like Arsenal, West Ham, kind of thing in terms of the supporters in my family. My sister wanted me to be an Arsenal fan. So there probably could have been a world. There probably could have been a world where, like, a parallel universe where I could have even been a Gooner, bro. You don't would have loved me on your side. You would have loved to have me on your side. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a fan. But yeah, I could have been a Gooner. But obviously, like, me and Kieran was together 24, so it was like, I watched the game, a few Liverpool games, and that bar led in the middle of the park, Stevie G, when he had his skinhead, looked all right. He looked pretty decent, innit? Yeah. He looked pretty decent, I'm not going to lie. And obviously, don't get me wrong, Arsenal were the top. When I started watching football, Arsenal were the Premier League winners, but there wasn't a kid that didn't have that Henri top with the O2. There was, like, if you lived in North London, that Henri, it was the Henri O2 and the Ronaldinho Total 90s. Yeah. Those were the non-negotiables of ball in North London, bro. Don't get me wrong. You had a couple of the Vapor Ronaldo, man, the Vapor Ronaldo, but Ronaldo weren't it then. Like, Ronaldo weren't even there like that. You get it? It was a Ronaldinho thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to like kind of making a choice, and I've been very open about this, majority of the reason I picked Liverpool was because my best friend supported Liverpool. It's not like, you get it? It weren't no sentimental mad mazza. My best friend supported Liverpool. So fuck it, I'm gonna support Liverpool. We in this bitch for life. Yeah, we ride. We in this bitch. Yeah. Like you get it? This is a pack, bro. It is what it is. And people might look down, oh, that's such a silly reason. Bro, everyone has their reasons, and that's mine. I can't, you know what I'm saying? As a kid, what do you want me to do? Go back in time? I'm a youth, bro. I was like 7, fam. Yeah. I was like 6 or 7 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I picked Liverpool. And then obviously, not long after that, obviously, you get the FA Cup final against West Ham. You know? Yeah. And that just meant that was kind of like it wasn't a bad choice, was it? Yeah. I made the right choice. What I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, during the game, I'm thinking this might have been a bad choice. Konchesky scoring the cross shot goal, you know, it's looking like it's done. And then obviously Gerrard does the Gerrard moment, you know. Gerrard does the Gerrard moment. And obviously you don't really look back since then. And obviously when you're that young, unfortunately, it's pretty much just match of the day and cup games on the channel 1 to 5. I'm gonna be honest, that's where it was back in them times. That's what it is. Match of the day. In the morning, by the way, on the Sunday, because I wasn't allowed to stay up late enough to watch it at night. I wasn't allowed to stay up at night to watch it at 10:30. So it was the morning one at 7:30, 7 in the morning. If you know, match of the day they show it again. Yeah. On the Sunday. And yeah, like, and the things I had back then was Real Madrid TV, and I think it was the Italian they used to show Serie A. I think it was on either ITV2 or it was channel 5. I can't remember which channel they used to show it on. I used to watch Italian football on channel 1 to 5, and I used to watch Real Madrid TV. Because those are the channels that were free. Yeah, it was channel, it's channel 4, yeah. So yeah, it was Real Madrid TV, and that's when I like that. I remember because I remember obviously watching a lot of Real Madrid football back then. That's why Guti Hernandez, one of my favorite ever players to play the game. Like Guti Hernandez. Yeah, like not a lot of people think of him when they think of ballers.
Yeah,
but Guti Hernandez was one of my favorites. Raul was a proper gunman.
Yeah,
times. I remember when these man signed Gago, thinking he was going to be the next best thing. Funny days, man. Like those Madrid days, man. It takes me back, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because I always preferred Barcelona even back then. But I only had access to Real Madrid TV.
Yeah.
I only had access to Real Madrid TV, but that's what it was. So yeah, man. Just to the long answer to your question. In terms of any moments where I thought, yeah, it's just the wrong decision. Maybe when Konchesky scored that cross shot. But apart from that, nah, because I didn't want to support the team who was the best. That's never been my thing. I like to fight for things. I wasn't gonna go support fucking Spurs, let's be honest. But I thought, cool, you can either support Man U or Arsenal, or even Chelsea. They're the three giants. But Liverpool was still a giant, but more of a sleeping giant at the time. But still a giant who were winning trophies here and there. We won we won the 3 trophies in 2001. Again, didn't watch it at the time, but I was told that, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. So yeah, so no one can ever call me. People say, oh, you're a Liverpool fan in London, glory hunter, right? Man can never call me a glory hunter. I started supporting Liverpool when Henry was running this league, bro. When do you get it? When Ferguson was fucking up this league, bro.
Yeah, mashing it up.
You get it? When Chelsea were moving to man, innit? So man can never tell me you can't be a glory hunter if you're supporting the 4th best team in the league. Yeah.
Because obviously, when you started supporting them, you was probably completely unaware of the history of Liverpool.
No, I had no idea, bro. I didn't learn that Liverpool were like as successful as they were till I was about 18, fam.
Yeah,
late, bro. In terms of, I'm talking about like history, like the 80s, what we really used to do to man in the 80s, like what you really used to go on in them times.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I didn't learn about that till late, bro.
So the glory hunter thing can't really run,
bro. You think I gave a fuck about what was going on in the 80s when I was 9? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, no, I hear it loud and clear. And obviously, go on.
No, go on.
No, I was gonna say, because obviously, you know, part of your journey as being a Liverpool fan is obviously seeing your club. Like, I would arguably say Liverpool have a lot of moments. Like, there's a lot of moments that you could say as a Liverpool, you could pick out from the top of your head and, oh, this is a mad moment. But you know what? Obviously, so far, what would you say if you was to sit down and think about, you know, Liverpool and your journey with Liverpool? What is the most memorable experience that you have? Like, what's the one experience that, you know, when you go on to have grandchildren, you'd be sitting there and you'd be like, when I this was the moment for me that just made me know that Liverpool is like far too attached to me than what they ever should be?
Probably now. Yeah, like, as in, I don't know if you could say now, the last 5 years, this kind of 20, I'd say just the Jurgen Klopp era, and that the years that, again, because people laugh, but obviously we only have one Premier League, you know, like I lived off that 2005 UCL, like wild. You're wild. Went through some times, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, I think when you want to look back at moments where you go, yeah, football is life, I definitely say 2018 to 2020. And not even just then, I say 13, 14, 08, 09, when we came quite close and didn't win the league with Torres and Gerrard. There's a few moments where, like, but I'd say now as well, not just being a content creator, but if anyone knows me, they know before BSB, like, man, like this, innit?
Yeah.
Like, Liverpool can ruin my day, make or break my day. It's just the emotional attachment. So yeah, that's a short answer, I'd say. I don't like a specific time. I'd say the last, like, that this kind of moment of like the end of Klopp, early Slot, when we won the league and the Champions League and that.
Do you have a favorite game?
Well, favorite Champions League game, favorite Premier League game. It's hard to pick a favorite game.
Like if there was one Liverpool game that you've watched before that if you was given the choice, you could watch that game again without having any of the context of what happened, but everything still happens the same. What game would you watch?
Probably the easy answer would probably be the second leg against Barcelona. I think that's the easy answer.
Yeah, that was a good game.
The easy answer. That is definitely the easy answer, the Barcelona game. But 7-0's up there.
Okay, United, the 7-0. Yeah.
7-0's up there. Yeah. Arsenal at Anfield, 5-1. 4 goals in 20 minutes. That one's up there. That one, because I remember Arsenal beat us 2-0 at the Emirates that season. We were when Ramsey scored the banger, and I just wanted revenge. And yeah, that game's up there. Man City 3-2, Coutinho, company. That game actually nearly drove me to tears. That Coutinho goal, bro. I thought the league was done when we won. Not done, but that was like the
you could feel it.
Yeah, like this is gonna be our year type of thing. I'm just listing you games here. But there's just certain games, bro. Arsenal 5-5 wasn't a big game in sort of pedigree, and the one we won on penalties.
Yeah.
But what a game that was! What a game! Bangers. Ozil put on a clinic that game. Oxlade-Chamberlain with an absolute power driver. Origi doing Origi things, and then of course the young boys to come on and score penalties to win us the game. You can't write that stuff. Roma 2-0 when Mo Salah made Alisson know that he needs to come to Liverpool.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Big game that, yeah. I'd even say 4-1 City when Salah scored from near the halfway line. There's a
few. There's a
4-4 Chelsea at the Bridge. Oh my days, have I forgotten about that one? There's so many. If I have to pick one, it's probably gonna be the Barcelona game. I'm not gonna lie, man. Probably
because that was special. That was special. Okay.
I can't tell you how the hell we even did that. To this day, I don't know how the hell we did that. I think Wenger said it. No one else does that.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen anywhere else with any other. No one else does that.
Yeah, it was huge. Yeah, you could argue that's very, very iconic. Very iconic.
More iconic than the final. Final wasn't iconic.
Yeah. That was to do that, and it wasn't even like it was like a good Barca. It was a great Barca.
That was a good Barca team, bro.
It was a very, very good Barca.
Like this was before these man Coutinho won't even rub that Barca these times. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
So for you man to go and do that, like. You have to credit where credit is due in it. The credit where credit, and then obviously you went on to go.
Bro, by the way, no Salah, no Firmino. Man are just forgetting this. No Salah, no Firmino against Suarez and them, man. I thought we was finished. I didn't care if we was at Anfield. I said we are finished.
Yeah,
and it's mad because we pretty much remember. City had pretty much won the league because remember City kept winning, so it felt like we was gonna miss the league by a point and lose in the semi-final with a chance, and just come away with nothing. Yeah. Imagine 97 points and come in second in the champs. Am I a dickhead? I must be the biggest mug on this planet. You know what I'm saying? Next thing I know, I'm seeing Robbo dash Messi's head in that. Push his head in that like he's a little man in that. Brother, the shit housery was on 100, fam. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll say the 4-0. I'm gonna say the 4-0.
Okay. And obviously, I had an inkling about one of them. because obviously we've spoken a bit, but the other one caught me completely off guard. And these are your two favorite Liverpool players of all time, and I would regard it as a very, very unconventional answer, to be fair, and that is Daniel Sturridge and Philip Coutinho.
Yep.
Why are they your favorite players of all time for Liverpool?
By the way, favorite, not best, for everyone who tries to fight me. Preference.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Stevie G is right there, and so is Thiago. Xabi Alonso's in there as well, in terms of like the top 5, 6, and so is Luis Suarez. And obviously, I haven't put the Manes and the Salahs and the Van Dijks because I feel like I want to wait a little bit with those. Salah's obviously one of my favorite ever Liverpool players. Obviously, these guys are my favorites, is that, but they haven't left yet, so kind of wanted to give them their grace while they're still here. Daniel Sturridge isn't just my favorite footballer. He's like one of my biggest inspirations just as a person, in it. Like, I don't care if he came from Chelsea. I don't care if he played for City. Like, I don't care about any of that stuff, in it. Daniel Sturridge is one of my favorite players before he came to Liverpool. Really liked him before he came to Liverpool. And when I saw he got linked to the club after his really good loan spell, like, I was like, like, it's very rare that your favorite players get signed for your club. That's only happened to me twice. When Daniel Sturridge signed for Liverpool and when Thiago signed for Liverpool. Thiago has been one of my favorite players in football. Forget Liverpool, in football. Like, so when he signed for Liverpool, that was like, I can't even think of a higher moment, a moment for me where I was just the elation. But away from that, just going back to Sturridge, I see like myself in Sturridge, innit? His style, his flair, his personality, his comedic value. I think people say they don't like him as a pundit and that he tries too hard. I think we need the Mika Richards and the Daniel Sturridges in the sports world, because without those guys, I don't think there's enough personality
100%.
outside of, the Carragher and Gary Neville kind of thing and deck thing that they've got going on, and yeah, bro, like I've always wanted personality when I'm watching Match of the Day on Sky Sports. The best we've had is Wrighty. We've had to have Wrighty for the last 10 years. Shout out to Wrighty, because again, he's had to hold the fort. But there's not been enough of the brothers.
Yeah.
This celebration is iconic to me, bro. And cool, injuries done him in it. But for me, you could see the quality. Even when he lost his legs, Sturridge was quality. Even when he lost his legs, going into, when you got the goal against PSG, Jurgen Klopp still kept him in the squad. I remember when Sturridge got phased out of the team and when Firmino was brought in, and Sturridge we played Spurs, I think, in the Carabao Cup. We beat them 2-0. And Sturridge just done them in, bro. Just done them in. And it just gave a reminder as to how good this guy actually was, how good he is, Well. He had, I think, for me, when you're talking about, they don't make footballers like Daniel Sturridge. They don't make guys who are flary, personality, and can finish both feet and can ping a pass. They got all these PMP juggernauts now, bro. Yeah. They don't make strikers like Sturridge no more. They don't make man like that no more. No, they don't. Yeah. They really don't, bro. This guy had everything. And cool, was he a little bit greedy? Yeah, cool. But for me, his style, when Party Next Door first come out, and to see Daniel Sturridge was chilling with Party and that, cool. As an adult, I might have thought, right, he's chilling with Party and that there's an issue. Bro, that gassed me, bro. Man, my favorite baller is in one of my favorite artists. Yeah. Why does everything make sense with what this guy does? Everything he does, it makes sense to me, bro. This guy's he's my inspiration in so many ways, bro. He's not my only inspiration, but he's one of my, the fact that he played for my club, he was just a complete baller. And I wished he stayed fit long enough to play with Harry Kane. I wished he stayed long enough. I wished, that 13-14 season, what he was doing to man, joked him.
Different.
Joke. He was just a joke. And you even saw, and he'd be gone for like 3 months. He'd come back for one game, brace. Yeah. Dirty brace as well. Fake, bottom bins. Very no hesitation. You get it? Guy's a joke, man. And as for Coutinho is more of a love at first sight thing, pause. You know what I'm saying? That was more of a, you know, when you sign a player, you only need one game to know this guy is different.
Yeah.
I didn't get that with Firmino. I didn't even get that with Salah. I got it with Mane.
Yeah.
You had it with VVD. I had it with Coutinho. There's certain guys. Thiago, I already knew his thing was certified before we come to the club, though, innit? His thing was certified. So I'm not even going to say Thiago, innit? Because Thiago was certified world class.
Yeah.
When he come to Liverpool. So you get it. It's expected. Coutinho was 18.
He was
at Inter, from Inter Milan. Under Mourinho.
He was, but he was the, correct me if I'm wrong, Coutinho was the brother that when he was in the Brazilian league, he was the guy that used to dribble with the ball on his head, right?
I don't know. I don't know about him. I don't
know. There was a brother who would always, like, there would be bare videos. You'd see videos of him on YouTube. Like he's like in games, he's dribbling with the ball on his head, like balancing the ball on his head. I swear it was.
I don't know, man. I'll be honest, my AOL dial-up probably wasn't working that well back then, innit? But yeah, bro, like Coutinho, when he signed, and I remember I'm thinking, and I used to play a lot of FIFA back then, innit? So in 2012, when Coutinho signed, I remember he had an inform card. He had a 78 inform card. It was his Inter Milan card, innit?
Yeah.
And his dribbling was like 90.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, oh, well, what cool. We brought in a dribbler, innit? Cool. Obviously Brazilian and that. And this is when Brazilians were actually Brazilians, not Peruvians.
Yeah.
And bro, this guy, he couldn't shoot for shit at the time. He couldn't shoot for nothing at the time. Like 1 in 20 shots would fly bottom bins. But his awareness, his dribbling, this guy was an absolute joke from the second. As I said, you know me and how I love tech, man, bro.
Yeah.
Like this, I was watching. And for the midfield we had at the time, who was around in that, you know what I'm saying? The Joe Allens and them, man, there. You know what I'm saying? And shout out Lucas Leiva and that. But like, you know what I'm saying? Them, man, there. Yeah. I was looking at Coutinho. I was like, this guy's going to be special. I just knew. And he played one game against Newcastle. I think we beat them 5-1. Played one pass with the outside of his foot on the heart. It was outside of the boot, half volley. Yeah. And the pass was so perfect that Sturridge, all he had to do was lift it over the keeper. I'm pretty sure Sturridge saw the hat trick. I don't know, but yeah. And bro, people won't talk about Coutinho like this, but Coutinho, for me, was as good a passer as anyone. Fuck the dribbling, fuck the flair. Even the screamers, the catalog of screamers that he has.
Crazy.
His passing ability was he passed like Thiago. He'd do the switch thing. Minor. Switches, got that. Fizzers, got that. Grass cutters, got that. Tiki-taka, got that. Half volley skimmers, got that.
Yeah, all of it.
He had everything, bro.
Tech.
And I'm talking from that age. What he didn't have when he was younger was the shooting ability. I feel like that was because I remember, I think it was on 2016. He just started scoring bangers out of nowhere. Like, man just started scoring bangers. Bro, when he first signed, those used to fly into Rosette. They always used to fly into Rosette.
But he worked on it.
I just think there was one preseason where he just done nothing but shots outside after trading, just shots, free kicks. Bro, he never used to be a free kick taker. Then he just lined one up against Arsenal in 2016. He just lined one up, opening day. You know what goal I'm talking about, innit? After when it was 1-0 down when Walcott scored, when he missed the pen. Opening day, bro. So, yeah, man. Yeah, bro. For me, and obviously, I've been through more dark times than good as a Liverpool fan, I'd say. Maybe now it's 50-50 in it. But in my childhood, definitely more dark times. And he was just a shining light. Kind of like the Alexis Sanchez for you, man. Like, he was that light in a time where things weren't great and you wished they played in today's team, kind of like Suarez did. But, but I feel like Coutinho did get to play with the Gerrards and the Suarez and the Sturridge, and that whole continuum was great. But he was also there a bit before that.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously talking about playing in today's team, like both of them in their prime, Sturridge, Coutinho. Which one would you have in this current Liverpool side?
Coutinho.
With ease.
Not with ease. I think with Daniel Sturridge, fitness for one. So I'm not even gonna. I know quality alone. I'm gonna say fitness in it. Like I can't have Jota and Sturridge as my front men. Like they just wouldn't. Neither of them would be fit. But I'd love to see. But Sturridge has played with Salah. Like man, don't forget Sturridge has played with these man. What are we talking about?
Yeah,
his legs were just gone. But Sturridge played with these man in 2018. Year we won the champs.
Yeah,
scored against PSG in that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Coutinho played with these man. 2017, 2018. I didn't realize, bro, they both played with these. You just said who plays in this team. They both played in this team.
Yeah.
Before it was the front three, it was the Fab Four. Even though it was for 6 months, it was the Fab Four. When Coutinho was given the armband after his bad back because he handed in his transfer request. And I'll tell you right now, Coutinho is my favorite ever players for Liverpool because I actually one of the Liverpool fans who say, a lot of Liverpool fans don't like him, innit?
Yeah.
He's not really liked because of the way he left the club, innit?
Yeah.
I'm kind of one of those guys where I was like, bro, you was a shining light in the time. You gave a lot to this club. You was at this club for like 8 years, bro.
Yeah, he was there for
like 7 years or something like that. And even when, like, bro, when I remember exactly where I was and what happened when Coutinho handed in that transfer request, when it popped up on Sky Sports, bro, I was working. I just fell to my knees, bro. I fell to my knees. I actually just dropped to my knees. I was at work. I just dropped to my knees when he handed in that transfer. I couldn't believe it. It was a dark time. And when the club didn't let him leave, as well, it was just a bit of a mad time. And then he come back and then just balled out. 12, I think it was 12 goals and 8 assists.
Yeah. Because he's a baller, man.
By January.
Yeah, exactly. He's a baller. There's not enough players that can play the way that he played nowadays. And obviously, no disrespect to Coutinho. Like there's still like there's levels. Like there's players you can go back into the past that far surpass Coutinho in terms of tech. And to think that there's players that can't even reach Coutinho's level of ball, it shows you where football is right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. Final question from me, yeah.
All right.
What does being a fan mean to you? And could you imagine a world without Liverpool?
Being a fan is the short answer is it just means everything to me, bro. Because you need things outside of your life. And what I mean by that is a lot of people, cost of living, the way how hard it is to fend for yourself and do what you do as a man as well. Just as a man, everyone needs a release. Everyone needs a hobby. Everyone needs something to look to when, life might not be going too great, or, to kind of blow off steam and to give yourself a place to be. And, sometimes it's not every day. What is my purpose on this planet? Well, just go watch a game of flipping football, man.
Yeah.
Go watch a game of football, man. And that goes for every sport. I'm not gonna, I'm saying that's not just football. It could be that means what's your favorite sport. So that's why I think this applies to everyone. It could be basketball, could be tennis, could be anything. Go watch your favorite sport. From minute 1 to 90, you think I struggle about what bills I've got to pay, bro, or what I've got to pay. From minute 1 to 90, you think I'm thinking about, if I had a girlfriend, like if she's pissing me off, or if I've just, you get like all these life problems, they just go. And that goes when you're playing football as well. From minute 1 to minute 90,
just fully locked in.
You're just in, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Whether you win or lose, you're there. Whether you're at the game or watching it on TV, you're there. And that's why Liverpool is like, and I can't really imagine a world without Liverpool because it's actually my job now. So it's now that it's my job. So it's hard to imagine a life without Liverpool, especially when I make it part of my job. But yeah, I can't imagine a life without Liverpool, and especially because, as I said, people might think it's a silly reason. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me what people think the reason is. Even though I supported Liverpool because my best friend started supporting Liverpool, I feel like because he's no longer with us, I feel like I also have a responsibility to carry that on, kind of thing. I feel like that's a responsibility for me, not a responsibility as a chore in any way. I would have done it anyways, whether he's here or he wasn't here. But I feel like it just means even more. It means more. It just means even more to me because, as I said, he passed away the year we won the league, so we never actually got to see Liverpool win the league, which is upsetting to be fair, because he wasn't actually too sure about Jurgen Klopp. Yeah, he wasn't too sure about Jurgen Klopp because people always forget that up until that Champions League final, Jurgen Klopp was getting questions asked him because we'd lost 3 finals. We lost against Sevilla, we lost against Man City, and we lost against Madrid.
Yeah,
we lost 3 cup finals.
yeah,
You know, so and that's why people forget these things because we won. It's very easy to forget the forgotten finals that you lose. You
very,
know,
very.
and obviously, as I said, when you lose your closest friend, like you just have to, take certain responsibilities. And I know how big of a Liverpool fan he was. Obviously, everyone can see that when I travel my phone, he's at the back of my phone. So that's there, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Kieran and that. Yeah, you can probably imagine why there's 5 members of Big Six Bands and there isn't 6. So yeah, like it's I'd say, yeah, I can't imagine a life without Liverpool, in my opinion. Yeah, and as I said, I've got that responsibility. I feel like he lives on, especially in the Liverpool sense, through myself. And yeah, I'm just thankful for him.
I guess
I
even
could have been an Arsenal fan. I could have been a
yeah,
United fan.
yeah. I mean,
I could have been a United fan.
could have been a Spurs fan.
Could have been a Spurs fan. You see what I'm saying? So I'm grateful to him for that. And yeah, it's everything. Football is everything, and it's like it's a place to be. It's a place to hide. It's a place to be away from things. It's a place to blow off steam. It's a place for therapy. It's a place to be around a family that's not your family. It's all those things. It's all those things.
What a beautiful way to to close it off. I couldn't think of a better way to close it off. I just want to say just quickly, because obviously Football Locker Room came through and said I traveled far and wide to find you both. Thanks for. I mean, all you had to do was type my name in the bar. You would have found it. But hey, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that, bro. Love each and every time. I just want to say a big, massive thank you. Obviously, Mons, give me some of your time to jump on and share a bit of your story. Gave the people that are locked in a chance to understand, maybe a bit more of your fandom from a Liverpool perspective, which is always interesting. See, people.
Yeah, so go on.
No, go on.
No, as I said, I said you got to remember as well, man's still a minority. Like London Liverpool fans will still always get a little bit of stick because I'm not Scouse, like because I don't live in Liverpool and whatnot. Obviously, that's more of an ignorant fan thing. Let's be honest, in media, because obviously a global institute is going to have global fans. I think that's like it's like so easy to like kind of think of, but common sense isn't common these days. I think it's ironic that it's called common sense, personally, to me. But I just think that yeah, you like, for me, as I said, I'm not Scouse, but I still consider Scousers as like family. Just like I'd love them to think of me as part of the family, that Liverpool family. Personally, in my opinion, like as I said, I think Roms one time told me that he went to a game and he was like, this couple of the Scouse guys are coming up to him saying how much they rated me, and they loved what I do and they love who I am. And that meant the world to me because I was like, rah, like, man, I'm accepted by a family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm with this guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a family to me. But obviously, you get it. Man's bro, I'm a black Liverpool fan from London, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not exactly conventional. Not to say it means anything, it matters anything, but you know what I'm saying? So it's nice to hear that. It's nice to hear that kind of thing. So yeah, man, it means the world to me to get the love from the Scousers and that, because you know what I'm saying, that's, again, it's like the family away from your family kind of thing in terms of football.
100%. And then obviously, like, not to go too deep into it, but Liverpool is a club that I view very similar to Arsenal in the sense where it is very much about community and
emotional.
And obviously, like, there's been things that's happened, like in Liverpool's history that like brings the fans like closer together, and it is very. It's not like obviously every club's gonna have like their sort of attachments with their fan, but I feel like Liverpool is a club that is it. I hate to say it, but it does mean more.
Yeah,
it does mean it does mean a bit more. So you know the love that you've got, I mean, it's well deserved. I mean, and from obviously this is me just assuming now, but from a Scouser's perspective, is you've got this Liverpool fan that is dedicating like what 8 to 11 hours a day pushing the good word of the club. Like you're only ever gonna love that, right? Like so I think there is a love there, there is a respect there, and I also think that Liverpool just in general is a diverse place, if you know what I mean. Like it's a club of diversity. So I would be very shocked if like I make jokes about it because the London Liverpool fans do annoy me, but like I would be very shocked if they didn't welcome them in the same way that they welcome in people from Merseyside. So yeah, yeah, it is what it is.
There's bare Manchester Arsenal fans. Just bury them over there. Like,
Bear. Wait, I don't know. I don't know about Bear, but there's definitely
there's more than you think, bro. There's a lot of you get it.
You think
Nafgoon is in Manchester, bro. Nafgoon is in the Midlands as well. I live here, bro.
Yeah, Midlands I get because I mean Midlands I get because like there's and it's a bit different in it. Manchester, like you got City and United, like well maybe not so much City, but United. So, but I do hear it. But look, big up all the people that tuned in. You know, just make sure you're doing a few things, liking the video on the way out. Make sure you're not only subscribing to my channel, but you are also subscribing to Big Sixpence as well, and also going out and checking out Never a Foul as well and subscribing to them. Continue to support Monts on all of his ventures. Yeah, I'm gonna send you over to Rance's channel now. When you go over there, just say Hooks Raid, you know the thing, and I'll catch you next time.